Hello, fellow woodshopperoos. This is a follow-up video from last week's episode, The Corners Organizers Readers Book Stand. Now, before I begin, I'd like to thank all of you for missing us and welcoming us back.
Thanks.
Now, a few of our viewers had some questions that I thought should be answered. The first question comes from Brian and Andrew, and they were asking about the solid maple top and how I attached it to the unit. That's a good question, and it is a point that I overlooked. So let me answer that. So on the plywood, what I did was I drilled a series of clearance holes. Now a clearance hole is different from a pilot hole. A clearance hole allows the screw to go all the way through, where the pilot hole is slightly smaller than the threads. I also made the clearance holes slotted. This is because when the solid wood top is applied, the wood is going to want to expand and contract through the seasons, and that slot allows the wood to move. Another thing I used is a screw that has what they call a pan head. A pan head is flat, which will allow it to grip tight and still move in the slot. If I used a chamfered head, such as like a wood screw or drywall screw, it would dig in because of that V chamfer on it. Now, David Barton asked about the tool that I used to trim the edge banding. So let me shed some light on that. So this is the tool that I used to trim that edge banding. It is a series of little razor blades inside, and you would put it over the plywood and clamp down on it and then push. It tells you the direction of movement to go. But you noticed that in my video, I only used one side. And let me show you why. So our plywood edge banding is wider than the plywood. Hence, that's why we need the tool. Now, using this tool is just like when you do planing of any wood. You want to go with the direction of the grain of the wood. So this set of cutters is going with the grain, but this set of cutters is going against the grain, and thereby could cause some tear out. So that's why I use one side of the tool and then flip it around and come back the other side. Oh, now here's one for you, Safety. 68 Jason asks, how many beers does Safety Dan drink during a video?
How many beers? I always say, if you got to count your beers, you're not enjoying yourself.
Yeah, that's just great advice for our young viewers. Anyhow, Kevin Delk asked about the stain that I used on the unit. So let me show you what I used there. The finish that I used was General Finishes Brown Mahogany Gel Stain. Now, the gel stain is different from an oil stain. It's a lot thicker. I mean, it's almost kind of like pudding, but you wouldn't want to try and eat it. Trust me on that one. And you're going to want to apply this with a rag and rub it into the grain, let it set a few minutes, and then wipe off the excess. A gel stain is a surface stain, so it doesn't penetrate as deep. Now, Big Fat Tony asked the question, is your big project in Cincinnati viewable by the public?
Do you want to go ahead and answer that?
Yeah, I guess so. It is viewable, but not by us. But here's a hint. Check to your favorite woodworking magazine. Oh, here's a comment from Damastida. He says, do away with Safety Dan, not humorous.
What? Let me see that. Unbelievable. Not you?
Nope.
Not your stupid dancing? Ridiculous hand waving? And idiotic sound effects? Really?
It would seem not.
Well, that's not about to happen.
Oh, what is that, Safety Dan? Do I see a tear?
Yeah, right. I'm going to give you a tear, dude. Okay? Okay?
No problem. Well, if you would like to throw your vote in on whether we keep or lose Safety Dan, leave your comment below. Until then, keep on working and keep on dancing.